White House issues orders, gives group of politicians less than a week to get out of U.S. The preludes to war are often boring. You have to watch for them. Countries sizing each other up. War might be coming. International manufacturing, competition. War might be coming. Diplomats expelled. War might be coming. Because any country that uses a secret weapon to make Americans ill probably needs the threat of war. The Independent Journal Review reports the Trump administration continued severing diplomatic relations with Cuba when it told 15 diplomats to leave Cuba's embassy in D.C. within a week. According to Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, Cuba failed to take appropriate steps following alleged attacks on American personnel in the Caribbean country. The U.S. Department of State is investigating the attacks, which allegedly harmed the health of 22 American diplomats. If you've forgotten, let's catch you up. U.S. Embassy staff in Cuba have been falling gravely ill, and absolutely no one seems to understand why. The symptoms don't make sense. Dizziness, loss of hearing, loss of balance, dementia, nothing in medical reasoning explains it. And the current theory that someone in Cuba, either working for the government or working for a foreign power, is testing a new weapon, doesn't have any other evidence besides, of course, the piles of sick diplomats. And it's pretty much just the Americans getting sick. Simply put, we don't have enough evidence to declare hostilities, but we have enough to put Cuba on notice, and Tillerson did exactly that. Sending home a country's ambassador is a big, big diplomatic deal.
A mystery involving several U.S. officials in Cuba. Several suffering symptoms that the State Department has not elaborated on, but those symptoms now being blamed on a secret sonic device. Tonight, Cuba denying any involvement. The FBI now on the case, and ABC's Victor Oquendo from Miami.
Tonight, a mystery unfolding in Cuba. American officials in Cuba suddenly falling ill.
Our Americans were not safe, they were not secure.
The State Department and FBI not revealing what made them sick or their symptoms, but sources tell ABC News that starting in the fall of 2016, it appears some officials were exposed to a sonic device that caused hearing problems and other physical symptoms. This all unfolding just a few months after President Obama made that historic visit to Cuba, reestablishing diplomatic relations.
So why now?
The time is right. Obviously, our intention has always been to get a ball rolling, knowing that change wasn't going to happen overnight.
But this latest incident triggering retaliation, the U.S. expelling 2 Cuban diplomats despite not knowing who exactly is to blame.
We can't blame any one individual or a country at this point yet.
So let's bring Victor Oquendo in with us live from Miami tonight. And Victor, what are Cuban officials saying tonight?
David, the Cuban government is denying any involvement here, but just today, Canada's government confirming that their personnel in Havana are also showing similar symptoms. David?
A lot more questions to come on this front. Victor, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
NPR investigators have been unable to determine who is responsible or what is causing these attacks, Tillerson said. State Department orders more than half its staff out of Cuba after what happened. At least Tillerson did it without a biological attack, and in the typical diplomatic way, Tillerson understated things. Until the government of Cuba can ensure the safety of our diplomats in Cuba, our embassy will be reduced to emergency personnel to minimize the number of diplomats at risk of exposure to harm. It's easy to miss how big a threat that statement is. Fact is, diplomats talk in overly polite tones, but anyone who is used to their language understands the subtext. Tillerson is saying to the world that Cuba can't keep U.S. diplomats safe. It sounds like a mild rebuke to the rest of us, but to the diplomatic world, it's a giant middle finger. Simply put, well, you idiots can't do your job, so we'll do it for you. Let us know when you're ready, unless this is purposeful, in which case prepare yourselves. It's a diplomatic threat, but a threat nonetheless. This is very interesting what's going on. Serious, actually, yeah. Who knows? We'll keep you updated. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.